Hey guys, Zach Calhoun here from CloudPano.com. Hope you're having a great day. We have a brand new navigation feature, and essentially we decided to revamp and redo how it works to make it much easier on you and hopefully a better experience for all the new users coming into CloudPano.com. So if you're watching this video, you're probably wondering what's navigation, what's it matter? I'm going to run through it all today and show you how we updated how we now do our North Point and how it's going to look so that you have a natural view of where you are, where you're going. Okay. So in this example tour, we have this house right here. And I have opened the CloudPano editor. So app.cloudpano.com/tours/tour ID/edit. All that means is when you're on your dashboard, you click edit, and it takes you inside to edit your tour. Now, if you haven't already, you're going to want to upload all your 360 photos. And I'm actually going to go ahead and turn off that noise because I actually don't like when it makes little noises like that. So, okay, there we go. Okay, so to make a virtual tour is simple. You upload your 360 virtual photos of the space, and over here, and they'll appear over here on the left sidebar. So we have the front entry, we have the bedroom office, we have the main living area. I'm just kind of clicking through and showing you what it looks like. And you can connect these rooms or add embedded hotspots or information, whatever you want as well. And I'm going to show you what a typical linking of a hotspot looks like. So we now have these nice little changes also too in our notifications and how stuff looks. So nice little design update. When you click here, when adding a hotspot, you have the option of a floor hotspot or one of these pre-built options. And of course, you can open your library and customize and add all types of different icons as well. But I'm going to show you what it looks like to add a hotspot. And then I'm going to show you what it looks like to create a smooth navigation for that specific hotspot. Okay. So I'm in the kitchen right now. Or I'm actually, I think my current location is the main living area is what it's called. And I'm going to link this over to my front entry. I'm going to click Save Hotspot, and now it's done. So you see here it says Hotspot successfully added. We updated how these little notifications look, and they look beautiful. Okay, now, if you look here to the top right, this is where our new feature comes in. You can see here where it says, we have this little compass. Well, our compass, when you click on it, it says click to reset North Point. And then you have this right here, default initial view. So what we're going to do is we're going to assume that in this specific house, okay, when you walk in the house, the back door is north. Now, does the back door or does when you set North Point have to actually be north on the compass in real life? No. What you want is just every photo to know what direction it's facing. And once you do that, CloudPano is going to be able to use that in a big way to help navigate the tour. So I'm going to click to set North Point. When that happens, you'll see that it says North Point has been set. And you can even click this nice little URL to get more information about what North Points are. But basically, it's an internal compass, and you'll be able to read through this on your own. So you may not even have to watch this video. But now you see when I turn, it's actually showing me in the compass top right where I'm looking, okay? So north is set right here. As I turn to the right, I'm looking more east or I'm looking more west. I think you get the picture when it comes to the compass. Now, if you see here, there's this little dot next to it. It says default initial view. Now, what that means is when somebody clicks on this specific image and you click set initial view, what happens is, as you see, I just moved it. This is the direction they're going to see every time they click on this specific image or the hotspot that goes to that image. Okay, so you click, and that's just the basics of navigation. Where do you want them to look or see whenever they get to that room? Right. In this case, I want them to see the kitchen. Now, you can get more advanced here, and you can click this little 3-dot option, and you can also set initial view coming from a specific scene. So for whatever reason, if you want to hide something or have something look a certain, you don't want somebody to look at a certain thing, you can navigate that or change that. So I'm going to actually, now, so you see here, there's only 2 links to this specific hotspot. So let's say I am coming from the bedroom or office. I want it to look this direction. Now, I actually kind of have the same ones facing the same direction. So if I'm coming from bedroom office, I'm going to have it face this way. So I'm going to double click those three dots, and I'm going to have it click right here. Okay, so now I have two initial views on this compass. So what I have is my default initial view, and I have initial view coming from the bedroom/office. And look, when I hover over this, it tells me what those initial views are. And so I have now three views attached to this image. I have my north point, I have my default initial view, and I even have a coming from a specific bedroom view, which is this one. Now you can see it turning here, and it kind of gives me all this information intuitively right here in the top right portion with the compass. It's actually really smooth, really beautiful. Okay, so how does this play out when we are viewing the tour? Well, let's check it out. Click publish. That was our main living area. Now note that. Okay, so that's this third image here. So I click into the specific hotspot. I'm looking this direction. I have the option of clicking other ones. In this case, I clicked right here, that was linked to the main living area. So just to keep it simple, I'm gonna come back here. I'm gonna click to the kitchen. Okay, now I'm at that kitchen photo. And look down here, bottom left, it says main living area. So if I click on this thumbnail, I'm looking towards the kitchen. That's my main living area, or that's my default initial view. Now, if I am coming from the bedroom office, so I'm going to go there, and I'm going to click the hotspot, which is linked there. You can see I'm facing towards the living room couch, because a moment ago I set that initial view facing the main living area couch from that specific scene. So let's real fast review that. So front entry, if I click on the kitchen, I'm in the kitchen. Now I have a link I have no real link to the main living area. So if I click on that thumbnail to that main living area, what happens? My default initial view is looking this way because I set that. Now, if I jump over to my bedroom office area and I click on the hotspot that's right here, because I'm coming from that specific scene and I set this direction, it's looking towards the couch. So really simple. I mean, that's the basics of navigation. You can set it however you want to, okay? Okay, now I'm going to start moving a little bit faster and showing you some advanced movement options. And basically, it's called natural movement, and we even have a hybrid mode as well that we're going to be showing off. That previously was called hybrid mode. Now it's called something else. But I want you to follow along as I go fast here and show you what it looks like to navigate in a natural movement tour. Okay, so when I click Edit Tour, my compass appears on the top right, and I can set my north point. Okay, so let's say just for simplicity's sake, I'm going to show you here that this is my first photo. Let's go to my front entry. I have my north point still facing the back door here. I have my kitchen still facing the back door here. Okay. Now, what you saw there was that all of these north points are facing the back door. So as I'm facing a certain direction, the compass is aware of that specific location. So let's say hypothetically this kitchen north point was this way. Okay, I'm going to set it here, and it's basically functionally wrong right now. Okay, so I'm going to go to right here. I'm going to show you when I click go to kitchen, it's facing this way now. Now, if I set my north point back like this, and I go back to my main front entry, and I can even face a little bit to the right and click the kitchen. I'm still facing a little bit to the right because my north point is set correctly. So basically where I'm facing, my natural, where I'm looking, I will be able to know that and feel that in the space. So this is going to make a lot more sense when I click on the mudroom here in a second. But first, I want to show you something. If a default view is here, that will override your natural movement by default. Okay, so right here you see I have initial view saved. So to remove that, I see to click delete. Okay, so now it's gone. Now I'm going to go back to the previous scene. Oops, I clicked the back arrow. I need to okay, hold on. Let's go back to my kitchen. Okay, oops, I'm jumping around too fast. Okay, now I've deleted my default initial view. I'm going to click go to scene, and I'm going to reset my north point to here. So I'm going to go back to the kitchen where I was. Navigate here, and you can see I'm actually facing the same direction because here is the closet, and there's the kitchen I was looking at before. So if you, in certain cases, you want to be facing the same direction because it just makes it look more smooth. So I showed you this a moment ago. If you're at the front door and you select go, let's see, for example, the kitchen. Say I want to go to that spot. I'm looking right there. So a moment ago, I was at the front door and that table is back here, and I click the hotspot in the navigation, it goes here. So what natural navigation does, or setting up your north points correctly, it gives us the feel that we are in the space. Okay. So I feel like I kind of know where I'm at, if that makes sense. If I click a thumbnail here, whatever direction I'm facing is what I'm going to be facing at this next thumbnail, unless I have specifically set a default initial view. So in this case, kitchen, I'm facing the same direction. Okay, so essentially what you need to think about is like this. The compass is always working and keeping track of where you're looking at all times, unless you override it with the default initial view. Okay, so I deleted some initial views to show you, and then now I can add some back in. Let's say, hypothetically, let's go back to our kitchen example. Okay, so for the kitchen photo, let's say I'm facing this back door right here. If I click set initial view, every time I hit this photo, this is where I'm going to be looking. Unless I want to save from a specific scene, I can do that as well too. But basically, every time I see it, I'm going to be facing that direction now. So if I go back to my tour, I go back to my house. So this one has north point set correctly. Now I go to my kitchen. Look, boom, I'm looking to the right. It's because I have overridden that natural movement. Okay. So essentially, when you go through your tour, you just set all your north points really quickly. When you do that, then you can add your hotspots, and you'll have natural movement navigation throughout your whole entire space every time, and it feels like you're there. It's a really beautiful, clean experience. So, and of course, to adjust this, all you have to do is set your north points by clicking the compass, which is up here in your top right. So you want to make sure they're always facing the same direction, and then you can always override them as well as needed. Okay, which can be through setting default views, or you can go into settings here, navigation, and you can selectively enforce initial views. So basically you can read through this, but it says if a scene has initial view, we will not use it when navigating the tour via hotspots. So initial views will only be used when arriving at the scene from a thumbnail image or directly to the scene via a URL. So this is previously called hybrid mode. Okay, so what this means is we will not use if the scene has an initial view, we will not use it when navigating the tour via hotspot. So it's everything's natural movement via hotspots, but if you visit it any other way, it's going to be using the initial views that you have set. Okay, which is pretty cool. I actually like that a lot. A lot of folks use that. Okay, so it's called fine-tune navigation behavior, selectively enforced initial views. Basically, that's what it's called now. In the past, it was called hybrid mode. Okay, so what you're looking at right here is basically a natural movement navigation, which you can override via initial views. And you can also override it selectively via by just using your thumbnail navigation or from a URL directly as well. Okay, and of course you can select your transition types as well, and do a lot of different stuff that you can click through, read through, and try out as well. So hopefully that is clear and simple. I showed you what it looks like to set a north point, which looks just like this. Just by clicking that and it saves it. I showed you what it's like to select a initial view. Just click right here and it adds it to the compass. You can even change it here. You can drag it as well, which is kind of cool. Okay, so in case you want to see what it looks like. So that's how you change your initial views, and you can add multiple initial views from multiple scenes, and you can even have natural movement via just hotspots, and not have natural movement, quote unquote, via thumbnails or direct URL visiting by clicking this box right here in your settings. So hopefully that is clear as day, not clear as mud. If you have any questions, let us know. But essentially, we've totally revamped, updated how we do this in North Point settings. Let us know if you have any questions. Play with it, test it out, and of course, happy tour building. Excited to see you there.